Hey everyone. Okay, so I'm going to do some footage of me actually playing Project Stray in its current state. Now, if you saw the previous video that I had just made moments ago, this is probably going to release the videos. I'm going to stagger the release of these videos, but if you watch the previous video, you'll have seen that there's been quite a bit of progress on the game as a whole. You start off in this area here, which is like a cargo room of some sort or some kind of like entrance cargo bay. Now, the game has no graphics and no sound, so if you're ever curious to know exactly just how much of a difference graphics and sound actually makes in terms of like how a game feels and plays, well, here it is. Anyway, I decided to go ahead and just leave all of the weapon slots unlocked by default. The AP module and ability will probably be unlocked by default as well. I do like the idea of kind of like having the player grind, but I think one of the things that the player should be grinding for is the higher tier weapons and armor. Um, when you die, I'm probably going to make it so that you drop your crafting materials, your miscellaneous items, and your credits. So it's pretty harsh. That'll be a pretty harsh death penalty. Anyway, you start off in this area. It'd be like all moody and like dark lighting, and you can totally tell, right? Your first starting loot bubble will be for giving you your base weapons and stuff, and your base armor and ammo. I go ahead and I give you two health boosters, and then during a random potion, so you can get one of any of the types of potions in the game. Enduring increases your max health and stuff like that for a certain amount of time. I'll save that for a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to equip my pistol and my knuckles. And I'm going to give my body armor and my boots. Alright, so you'll notice that when I equip body armor, I get 60 armor down here. And the defense is actually a percentage of how much damage absorption the armor has. So this armor is not very good. It's only 13% damage absorption. Nothing spectacular. The max is 90. I don't allow you to get to 100% damage absorption. The enemies in the game have hover around 50 or 60%. So if you see an enemy unit with armor, a yellow health bar, then you will know. Now, the auto regen system is these two white bars is limited auto regen. And the only way to refill this is to kill enemies, which slowly, every time you gain experience points from kills, it refills these two white bars a little bit. And every time your health is drops down after a certain amount of time, the bar will go down and your health will fill back up again. So I noticed that I lost a little bit of my armor auto regen, so I went ahead and just went back to the home point and reset. It doesn't matter. Some items will respawn, some items won't respawn, some enemies won't respawn, but the vast majority of them will always respawn. And ammo is going to be fairly plentiful, like you see right there. I just picked up a whole bunch of fucking random different types of ammo, but you have to keep in mind that you have a limited storage space. So I think this is actually going to kind of play into things a little bit more. Is that I give you a lot of ammo, but I'm going to expect you to think about what kinds of ammo you want to carry and stuff like that. So it's definitely like when you have the full arsenal of weapons. The rockets are a little heavier. The amount of chain gun ammo that you need, the amount of rifle ammo bullets you need for the minigun is pretty high. Grenades are pretty heavy, and batteries aren't exactly light. It adds up. So, all right, let me start up by going into the first area. So you'll notice that there's an enemy over there. He's throwing fireballs. Oh shit! He just fucking nailed everybody at once. Holy shit! I wasn't expecting that. Yes, you do get experience points when enemies kill each other. So I guess I'm just gonna. Oh shit. Whoa. These eyes, which are basically demon imps, they're very, very, very much inspired by the imp enemies in Doom. There's going to be a lot of inspiration from Doom and Quake in this. In fact, I want that very rundown, very, base, like with blood and gore and destroyed environment kind of shit going on. Very Doom, very, very Doom, very, very Quake. Like, if this looks like a Slipgate complex when it's done, then I'm going to be totally happy. So, damage shotgun. For some reason, this door is getting stuck open now. It's kind of weird. That was a security zombie. The security zombies have slightly better armor and equipment. They also carry a pistol. So I just picked up another pistol, which is identical to the current pistol that I have right now. I just went ahead and I scrapped it. Damage shotgun. Not really much point in carrying that. Credits chip. Use the credits chip and it's kind of like a little lottery. A big part of the design of this game is to kind of figure out different methods in which I'm going to kind of caress the pleasure centers of the mind. You're constantly getting stuff, you're constantly winning little lotteries, you're constantly questioning whether or not you're going to get something that's a little bit better than what you currently have, and you're constantly on that treadmill. That's the core design of the leveling process, and you will see like slight improvements and different things. So anyway, I'm just talking about the game. So there's a slightly tougher enemy I have kind of hiding off to this left side here. Now this guy is a minigunner. But if you're not careful, there's a group of 3 fast zombies that do not fuck around, and they will chase your ass down if you're not ready for them. In this game, unlike most first-person shooters, you're going to die. This is very much in that same Dark Souls kind of vein. Like if you go in up and not quite ready, you very much risk an early grave, or flying back to your home point, or bonfire, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, I just used a health booster. You notice that health booster acts as a mega health. I guess now's a good time as any for an enduring potion. Alright, so those guys down there are out of the way. What did I just pick up? There's a security zombie down there. You can only imagine what this would be like with sound and stuff. Because this is gonna be like a creepy, like dark area with flickering lights and stuff. A lot of the shit that I'm picking up right now is just like, this is a really nice pair of boots, but for this play session, there's no fucking way like I'm gonna get to level 5. Like, it takes a little while to level up, and as you level up, you gain less experience points from the enemies that you're fighting until you find stuff that's of equal level. That's a shotgun. That was a shotgunner. Guy. He kind of hangs out in this back corner. Alright, so I just got my first shotgun. So, double barrel, fucking, it's level 4. Wonder what happened. So I'm going to circle back around this way. There's a whole section of this area that you can miss if you don't look for it. There's a few different ways to get to it, but very much in the same Dark Souls manner. If you miss a connection, you could actually go through an area and never even know that there was another section. Aside from the fact that I will probably be kind of like beating it over your head. This guy's a grenadier, so he drops these grenades. He not particularly threatening. I might modify him so that he's a little bit more. There's an imp in the corner back here. The imps really fuck me up. I guess because you can't really see their fireballs very clearly. So yeah, these sort of handcrafted like things where it's like you have to make like a little bit of a push to get through here and stuff like that. Uh, there's a chain gunner guy up there. It kind of forces you to like think about the fight a little bit. Nothing crazy. Although I am a little annoyed that all of a sudden everything that I'm getting is too high level. Of course, because I'm making a video playing it. Um, I'm almost out of auto regen already. I know that there's loot up there. Sniper rifle. And that's level 2. I'm almost level 2. Now there is a loot bubble up here. Oh, cool. All right, level 1 light machine gun. All right, light machine gun, very high magazine capacity, becomes more accurate as you fire the weapon. So it starts off with a fairly large cone. If you notice the the dots will actually sharpen up as I'm firing the weapon. So like if you get an enemy that's a little bit further out, you'll notice that my bolts are kind of flying all over the place. But if I'm firing it, yeah, so it gets down to about that point and then stays there. So about half the magazine is fired before, well, it's probably more of a belt. So anyway, I get a little bit further through. There is now one of the things that I am liking about this is that I don't really feel annoyed while I'm playing or anything like that. Um, I kind of feel a little bit like I just want to keep playing, and I'm not really sure if anyone will also get that same notion. I mean, there's definitely a lot of like a shit ton of work that needs to be done for this to ever actually even remotely resemble a finished product, but uh, the 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 actual core gameplay of it feels pretty good. Like I'm interested. Like I want to keep going. Like I wouldn't be bored or annoyed at this point. Also, the variety of weapons helps too. Like if this actually had the gun's graphics and stuff, like you'd actually see the gun at the bottom of the bottom right side of the screen and the muzzle flash and everything like that. So this is as far in as I've gotten, and I can go ahead and I can channel this home point. Now when I channel this home point, when I die, this is the place that I will return to. That's a dev loot bubble there. Um, and if there's a trigger, there's an invisible trigger here for testing purposes that makes it so that I can um, be level 3 at about this point in the game. So I kind of do expect you to go through and repeat the first area maybe more than once or something like that. Like roughly speaking, that the content that you just saw right there, I kind of expect players to die a couple of times. So by the time you get up to this point, most people, unlike what I just did right there, which was pretty much a perfect run, other than the fact that I didn't get any ammo or fucking guns, um, you would get a pretty like you. Oh, what was I saying? You would be level 3, and you would have a little bit of an arsenal. So this is a dev. This is dev loot right here. This is not going to be in the product at all. But I'll go ahead and I'll take these things for now so that I can actually show what the game is like when you get a little bit further in. So now I am level 3. I'm set to level 3. And I go with the auto pistol, the auto shotgun, assault rifle. The sniper rifle, I can actually explain that. Level 3 machete. That's much better than what I have there. Yeah, see, you'll see on the right side, it's what I currently have equipped. Item level 3. None of the tooltips are for the weapons and stuff like that are complete yet. But basically, it would show like the damage, like a brief description of what the item is and the damage and everything like that. And the equipment, the generic visual values are not hooked up, so you're looking at percentages rather than the actual numbers. Um, Stuff like that. I'm not too worried about that stuff at the moment, though. It's mostly just cosmetic. In fact, it's by definition cosmetic. So, all right. So you get your basic crafting materials. If you drop these, you're gonna regret it. It'll be interesting to actually set up the death penalty. So the sniper rifle starts off with a very, very large cone. Like, it's basically useless if you fire off the hip. But if you zoom in, it takes a couple of seconds, and then it has a really nice zoom and very, very, very tight cone. And you can pretty much just nail something with it. The sniper rifle is, well, I mean, blow for blow, the sniper rifle is going to have like probably the best uh, ammo to damage ratio you could possibly get. I'll equip the assault rifle. Now the assault rifle, nice spread, really dependable, good, weapon. Now you gotta remember, this is like Dark Souls, so whenever you home point, everything comes back. Well, almost everything. Unless it's a boss monster or a specific type of loot case, you gotta deal with all the stuff that you just fought. All that stuff will come back, and everything just gets ready again. And I'm getting eaten alive by some zombies that apparently are eating each other as well. That's a fast zombie. Alright. Some pistol ammo off these guys. Alright. So weird playing a game without sound. Oh yeah, you know what? Fuck that. Sniper rifle, man. Alright. 460 damage per shot. And there are no headshots in this. Although, probably makes sense for that to be the case. There is kind of a weird bug at the moment where if somebody has 1 point of armor damage and you shoot them with something really high, front load damage weapon, the armor will absorb all of the damage and it won't convert over to HP. Like that. Like, I cleared his armor completely off, but I'm gonna need to switch back. Actually, fuck it, give me a light machine gun, just for giggles. You notice the stun that pops up? That is enemy pain chance, works identical to Doom. Enemies have different pain chances. There will be enemies. I want to have an enemy that kind of resembles a Shambler, or a Baron. There'll be a variety of enemies like that. Like, I want to probably have something like that for the bigger fight. So when you're coming back through an area, sometimes stuff kind of happens a little bit differently. It's something to just take note of. Now I'm almost out of assault rifle ammo, but I got plenty of auto shotgun. Now the auto shotty is probably a little OP. The only thing is that the auto shotty does kind of consume ammo pretty fast. I have to make sure that I do a proper balance pass. The time to kill, the way that I've balanced the weapons using time to kill, has actually kind of made the guns feel a little too samey in terms of how much damage they do, and I've actually been kind of varying them up so that some guns are just better than others. And in some cases, it actually makes a lot of sense to do that, because something that's fairly important when it comes to weapons is their ammo consumption per second. Like how much ammo it takes to do the same amount of damage. So you'll have a weapon that fires really quickly, doing exactly the same damage as a weapon that fires really slowly. The weapon that fires really slowly will have far better ammo consumption uh, per point of damage. And if you, it literally makes it so that you might as well only use the slower firing weapons. Like the not only do the faster firing weapons have a disadvantage in that armor has a flat cut, and which further affects weapons that do smaller amounts of damage per shot. But it also it also takes just shit tons of ammo to do similar damage. I already killed that guy out there. So, yeah, this is pretty much up to this point. So, one of the other things that I'm working on now. So, like, when I build the first, oh, I got a nice pair of pants. I'm gonna check that out in a second. I'm getting my fucking ass kicked. Is that any better? No. Oh, that's fucking infinitely better. Green. I got a pair of green pants off of a fucking zombie. Oh, it was an imp. Yeah, shit. Hell yeah. That was way better. Yeah, what I have currently equipped is like twice as good. Because the worn leg armor, even if it is appropriate to my current level, is worn armor is just virtually half the stats. All right, so this is pretty much it. This is the experience of playing the first area. um, I want you to be able to go and have it be a very crafted feel to it. Like there's a ledge up there that you can't get to. There will be places where I put loot that you can't get to until later, and or you have to figure out how to get to it. And like when you come back to this area after you get the jetpacks or the double jump boots and stuff like that, you'll be able to actually get to places that you weren't able to before. And just a lot of thought and just like how the level flows in a linear sense, but then allows you to kind of circle back around, kind of like what I talked about in my Doom 2 level. Um, yep, pretty much all that shit. So that's pretty much it. What you just saw is essentially a kind of a real basic playthrough of the first area of Project Stray and its current design. So any feedback, welcome. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, like I just kind of wanted to show it off. And oh, another thing, I'm going to be releasing the playable version so that if you want to fuck with it yourself, you can. Uh, very soon. I want to just have the first area, the first big battle, and the first loop around. When I say the first loop around, I mean when you actually come back and visit an area from that you already were before, but now you're overlooking it and stuff like that. I can get to that area actually right now. This ends up being like a 23-minute video, but yeah, there's going to be lots of like things. There's also going to be shortcuts. Like I'm not going to corral the player. I'm not going to corral you in the same way that you would normally be corralled in a first person shooter. Like you can actually skip shit. This would normally be an egregious mistake on my part where I've completely ruined the game. Like now people can completely and utterly skip everything. They don't need to fucking worry about any of it. They just got ahead and got to a part and they broke stuff. Not in this. Nope. If you go up to this part right here, you can skip all that shit all the way back there. Very much. Sort of Dark Souls style play. So basically what this area here is going to do is you're now overlooking an area that you already were, and I'm probably going to have either stairs or some kind of like a connection that takes you up to a bridge above that lets you go, and you'll actually be fighting stuff above the first area that were fighting things from before. So that degree of like coming back around and experiencing places that you already were, that's the plan. That's what I'm doing. There's no like pie in the sky promises here. This is pretty much it. This is the thing. Whether or not it will ever get graphics or be a finished project is a complete mystery to me. But yeah, this is it. All right, I'm gonna end this here. Hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for more.